You walk into someone's place and something feels different immediately. Not cold, not empty, just lighter. The air feels quieter. Your shoulders drop without you noticing. There's space, not just on the floor, but in your head. Then you go back home, open your closet, and feel overwhelmed by things you forgot you even owned. So what's the difference? Why do some people feel relief with less, while others feel uneasy without abundance? The psychology behind minimalism isn't about aesthetics or trends. It's about how certain minds experience the world. For some people, clutter isn't neutral. It's loud. Every object in sight carries a silent message. Decide me, clean me, use me, remember me. Most people don't consciously hear this noise, but some brains do, and they get tired fast. People drawn to minimalism often have a strong discomfort with unresolved mental loops. When objects pile up, the brain treats them like unfinished tasks. A stock of papers becomes future stress. Clothes on a chair become postponed decisions. Decorations become visual interruptions. Even if nothing is urgent, the mind stays slightly alert. Minimalism shuts that alertness off. It creates psychological closure, not perfection, just quiet. And for these people, quiet isn't luxury, it's regulation. Another layer is control. Minimalists tend to believe deeply that their life outcomes come from their own actions, not from what they buy, own, or display. They're less likely to believe that the next purchase will fix how they feel. Advertising doesn't land the same way on them. Where some people see an object as a solution, this will make me confident, successful, complete. Minimalists feel suspicious. They trust internal effort more than external symbols. Owning less reinforces that belief. Less to manage, less to worry about, less to depend on. Their environment mirrors their mindset. I decide what matters. There's also an identity shift happening. For many people, possessions become proof. Proof of taste, proof of progress, proof of belonging. Minimalists tend to build identity elsewhere. They're more likely to define themselves by what they learn, what they experience, who they spend time with, how they live, not what they display. This doesn't mean they don't enjoy nice things. It means objects don't carry emotional weight. They don't need their environment to speak for them. Experiences feel richer to them than accumulation because experiences don't need storage. They live in memory, not in closets, and memory doesn't clutter the floor. Another key factor is sensory sensitivity. Some nervous systems process more input than others. Bright colors, crowded shelves, visual chaos, it all competes for attention. What looks cozy to one person feels overstimulating to another. For these people, minimalism isn't preference, it's relief. Simpler spaces reduce sensory load. Reduced sensory load lowers stress. Lower stress makes thinking clearer. That's why minimalism often spreads beyond furniture. It shows up in simple routines, fewer commitments, smaller social circles, clean schedules. They're not trying to escape life, they're trying to hear themselves think. There's also a strong future awareness in minimalists. They don't just think about what they want now, they think about maintenance. Where will this go? Will I still care about this later? What will this cost me in time, space, energy? That future-oriented thinking acts like a natural filter. Impulse loses power when the future is visible. And because of that, minimalists often feel lighter financially and mentally, not because they earn more, but because they accumulate less friction. It's important to say this clearly. Minimalism isn't moral superiority, it's compatibility. Some brains thrive in abundance, some find comfort in collections, some attach memories to objects. Minimalists aren't better, they're different. Their brains function best when the environment stays quiet enough for inner clarity. So if you're drawn to minimalism, it's probably because you don't hate things. It's because your mind values closure. Your nervous system prefers calm. Your identity isn't object-based. Your future matters more than impulse. Your peace feels expensive and worth protecting. And if minimalism doesn't appeal to you, that's not a flaw. The mistake is forcing a lifestyle that fights your psychology. The goal isn't owning less. The goal is living in a way that doesn't drain you. And for some people, that starts with clearing the room so they can finally breathe inside their own head. If this felt uncomfortably accurate, you'll probably resonate with what's coming next. Subscribe and tell me in the comments, does clutter stress you or comfort you?